Hello, this is on Maine can work section 7. So this is the final section, and then we summarize and go over all the nitty-gritty with Social Security. So, section 7 is, I have worked or am working, but I want more than this kind of job. We start with the story of Michelle. Michelle has struggled with severe major recurrent depression for most of her life. Today she is successfully self-employed, building her business, and recently bought a house. Here is her story. I was 3 years old the first time I thought about not existing anymore. I spent my high school years in and out of the hospital. There was much concern that this would be a pattern for the rest of my life and that I wouldn't be able to take care of myself. When I thought about how to support myself, it was beyond terrifying. Oh, excuse me. I struggled to make it from day to day, let alone thinking about employment or a career. I worked here and there in low-paying jobs. I worked in retail, at a deli, I shoveled snow and did landscaping. I took a job once managing a small organization, but I felt like I didn't deserve to be paid the money I was making, and it didn't work out. At one point on the road to recovery, I moved to another state to start over and did some internal work. I took on a full-time job, but put so much pressure on myself. I couldn't last, function, couldn't be around people. I had to drag myself to work every day. I was exhausted. It became apparent I had to be in a different environment. I had no medications, no treatment providers. I decided to return to Maine, where I had some support. I couldn't take care of myself, so I applied for SSDI. My financial outlook was very grim and discouraging. Today, through using many different programs, I am working toward becoming completely financially independent. For people who are concerned about how working may hurt their benefits, I was able to work with my benefits counselor to plan my financial steps so I would not adversely affect my benefits and instead maximize my benefits to reach my career goals. I've had to be preserving and courageous to succeed and find people that could help me when I ran into challenges. Where I am today is through using many programs and supports. It is the only way I got to where I am. I want to tell something else in answering this question. You have to find motivation deep inside yourself. It is hard to break the confines of the role, of the system, of the external expectations, and what is possible for you. You have to believe you are capable of doing more than this. Walk away from those stupid conversations where you are competing to be the sickest. Want to be something more than you are? Because you are more than that. There are other ways to connect. You are worth something. Find the motivation so when hard moments come, and they do, you are still determined to stay on the course. Get some support around you to help find them. Don't give up. Reconnect with people. Think about what you want to do. What are you passionate about? Michelle's story shows that your first, second, third, and fourth jobs may not be the right ones for you. She also tells you to keep trying, to be courageous, to find motivation, to keep going, even when things are hard. This doesn't mean you have to stay in a job that's not right for you. If it is time for you to leave your current job, just be sure to give your employer reasonable notice, which 2 weeks is standard. Your employer may also be willing to write you a letter of reference, which can help you getting your next job. Take what you have learned from this work experience and apply it to the next step. There will always be transitions in employment. It is important for you to choose. You are the expert in what it comes to knowing about yourself, your interests, your goals, and your support needs. What is your dream job? There are jobs that fit your personality, skills, and talents. You, like everyone else, can have a place where you belong and where you can feel good about yourself and your accomplishments. You have the option of choosing another career path. Create a new vision for yourself and develop a career plan to meet your goals. Your career plan is not a life sentence, but simply a tool to support you along your journey. It can change when it no longer reflects your goal or desires. When you find that it no longer fits your goal or is no longer helpful, change it. So as I mentioned before, I've done many jobs, none of them being the right fit. How I figured out this was the right fit for me is how I felt every time I help somebody. So when I help somebody with their resume and be like, okay, well, you don't have a lot of experience. Let's focus on your skills. Or help somebody figure out something new at the clubhouse, or doing peer support work. These are the areas, and this is how I found out I wanted to help people. But I did have a lot of jobs before that that were not my strong suit. Were not, I mean, they're successful because I took it and learned something, so I would never call a job unsuccessful. It just wasn't what I wanted to do. So they have some suggested resources. So identify the top 3 hiring industries in Maine, go to your local career center, and learn more about the labor market. You can also learn about the jobs that interest you through the career center or using ONET. And invite people who have successfully found the right job to come and talk to your group about how it happened and what made it work. There are some questions to think about yourself too. So ask yourself, why do I tend to leave jobs? What does it tell me about a good, like, what does that tell me about a good fit for me? But you can also ask yourself, what do I think would be a good fit for me and be the right fit? And what do others think would be a good fit? Sometimes taking this into consideration, I've always, depending on the resource, so taking it with grain of salt. So for a summary, for the work Maine can work, you have a right to pursue meaningful ongoing employment that supports your recovery. Work can lead to improved physical, mental, and financial health. There are resources in Maine and online that can help you on your way to employment from wherever your starting point is. As they say, start where you are. So these are some important things to remember. 1, work can help your recovery and improve your quality of life. 2, if your case manager, psychiatrist, and counselor doesn't support your interest in employment, find someone who will. Don't let anyone discourage you from pursuing your hopes and dreams. 3, advocate for yourself to ensure employment is part of your treatment or recovery plan. 4, you have a right to work. The law can protect you from discrimination. Learn about the ADA. 5, you can work when you have Social Security benefits. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about exactly some of the incentives. 6, learn about resources available to help you find work and use that resource that best fits you. 7, do something, make a plan, talk with others, about work or volunteering. Volunteering can be a great step. And then 8, reach out to your peers who have returned to work. Ask them what worked for them and what their advice may be. They can take support. They can support you as you take steps towards work. And then finally, remember your recovery is work. So as I mentioned, all those things are very, very important. I feel like I've been at every one of those sections at some point in my life, and every time I've had people to encourage me, to help me. I still stumble from time to time. I may seem high functioning and all, but it's normal to stumble. It's normal to feel like you're not enough sometimes. But having supports in place, knowing how you can move forward is a big help. So, I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. I'm going to be talking more about the work incentives. Not sure if I'm going to split these up yet. It depends on how long it takes for me to talk about them. But there's many different things that you can utilize, and knowing where you are too within them if you already are working. So like for myself, I know I've used the trial work periods already, and so I wouldn't be able to get those yet. But I haven't used the other 2, so and I will talk about those in a moment. But thank you for listening.